forecast first with KSN Storm Track 3, sponsored by Midway Motors.
Good morning, Kansas. Our Wednesday off to a snowy start out there. Roads are wet, slushy, and starting to see a little bit of that snow accumulate, not only on the roads, but also on the grass. You'll notice a lot of grassy areas pretty much covered in white because this snow starting a few hours ago. So your forecast first, this is going to be an all-day event. It's not just going to be this morning, and this is why you not only want to give yourselves extra time for the morning commute, but also for that evening commute as well by the time we get there. Your news starts now.
Here for you in Wichita and across Kansas. This is Kansas Today.
Increasing security along the riverfront. We're going to show you why some people say we need this.
And police are sending out a warning about these counterfeit oxycodone pills. What you need to know and why police say this could be a deadly mistake.
A lot could happen in 24 hours and a lot could happen in 24 minutes as you are taking a live look at our Skyview camera in downtown Wichita. We just looked out the door a little bit ago. All the grass completely covered, snow. That's the reality on your Wednesday morning. But thanks for being with us today. I'm Brett Bagansky.
And I'm Gwen Bevel. We're so glad you're up super early with us. Ronell Williams, that snow has been falling since really early this morning as well.
Yeah, well, a lot of us were sleeping, so hopefully there's no surprises once a lot of people really start to head out the door. And we know this is that hour where more and more people start to get on the roads. And I hope you're giving yourself some extra time out there because you will for sure need it. Mainly snow is what we're dealing with on Storm Tracker radar right now, lifting all the way up into some of our northern communities as well as stretching all the way over into portions of southwest Kansas. But it's going to be this area, a lot of our central Kansas counties that I want to focus on because this is where we'll see the majority of the accumulating snow by the time this event wraps up a little bit later on today and actually all the way through this evening. Trace to 2 inches, still looking more likely for areas like Hutch, Pratt, Medicine Lodge. Notice Wichita, we're going to be right on the edge of maybe seeing locally a little bit more. If you're on the east side of Wichita, possibly exceeding that 2-inch range. 2 to 4 inches, though, closer to the southeastern corner of the area, leading all the way up I-35 into the Kansas City metro and impacting portions of southeastern Kansas as well. Take a look at the rooftops through our WSU campus Skyview camera. That's snow on the rooftops. And downtown Wichita, take a look because you can't see it. A lot of that snow falling, affecting visibility. 32 degrees right now, so we're right at that point of freezing. And this is why we need to be cautious of the possibility of slick spots out there, as a lot of our area temperatures where we have that snow really hovering right at that freezing mark. So again, this is going to be an all-day issue, and I'll continue to have the rest of that forecast coming up in about 15 minutes. Guys?
All right, Ronell, we'll see you soon. The snow is coming down right here in the metro, and we have Storm Tracker 3 to monitor your morning commute.
And that's where we find photojournalist Nick Kiefer behind the wheel and KSN's Carly Willis as well, live this morning, trying to keep you safe on the commute. Carly, where are you guys at this point?
Good morning, Brett. Gwen, we are southbound on 235, and we just left the scene of a minor injury accident in Valley Center, but we don't think that the roads had anything to do with that. There was possibly some other factors at play. So like I said, it's not that the roads are so slick that people are sliding out, but you also have to be a defensive driver in case there are other factors at play. I'm going to show you what 235 southbound looks like. Look at that thick snow coming down, kind of a snow-sleet mixture there. Big, pretty flakes. Starting to see some whiteness there in the ditch, as well as on rooftops and sidewalks, things like that. I'm gonna look at the temperature here. It appears that it's right below freezing, so we could start to see a little bit of accumulation here. We haven't seen anybody that's driving, you know, so slow that it stood out or anything like that, but definitely want to give yourself a couple extra minutes, just like I said, to be a defensive driver and to watch out for anybody who's not driving safely this morning on their morning commute. Now, we've had no school cancellations come through, and I did see Wichita State did tweet that they are open today, so be sure that you know, you're giving yourself some extra time to go to either work or school or wherever you have to go this morning. We're going to continue to monitor these conditions, and we'll talk to you guys in about 20 minutes. For now, live in Wichita on Storm Tracker 3, Carly Willis, KSN News 3.
Great advice there, Carly. Thank you for that. A 3-alarm fire at a construction plant. This is on US 54 in Augusta. This started at 7 p.m. and firefighters battled this for several hours. This fire was considered more dangerous because of hazardous material inside the building. Take a look right there. Crews also didn't have any fire hydrants, so authorities had to send water to the scene. We don't know if anybody was injured.
About halfway through the firefight, we had so many explosions and we were unable to keep the water flowing at extreme rates. We had to back everyone out for a period of about 20 minutes.
And firefighters say it could be difficult finding out why this happened.
Wichita police are investigating after a man was found beaten to death. Officers found the victim in his 60s under the Douglas Street Bridge late on Monday afternoon. Investigators say he had blunt force injuries to his body and he was pronounced dead there on the scene.
And police think he was homeless, and this news is making several people feel uneasy. Some we spoke with say they sleep under bridges themselves, and they acknowledge this is a rough life and it could certainly be terrifying. In fact, some say they've been attacked randomly.
You got that to deal with. You got to watch out for this, that, and the other. You know, people are sneaking up on you and trying to attack you, steal your stuff, and you already don't have anything to begin with.
It's sad. Anytime somebody dies, it's sad. It's their community and our community feels the loss. Somebody's missing from their lives and our lives.
Police didn't arrest anyone. If you have any information about this crime, call Wichita Police.
The Wichita Police Foundation started a campaign to raise money for 6 security cameras along Wichita's riverfront. The cameras will cover about 2 miles of the riverfront corridor. And officials with the foundation say increasing security is going to be even more important as more people are expected in that area with the development of the riverfront and the baseball stadium.
We want people to feel safe coming down, and we want our department to have the resources they need to help people feel that way too.
Newman also says they are about $35,000 away from their fundraising goals to purchase those cameras. The foundation's goal is to have them installed before the home opener at the new baseball stadium.
This looks like oxycodone, but it's not. It is laced with fentanyl, and now Wichita Police is warning you to be careful. In fact, they say it's killed one person and several others overdosed last weekend. This is part of its ongoing investigation into counterfeit oxycodone pills. These pills can be up to 50 times more potent than heroin. Just half of one of these can kill you. And some are worried dealers may not know what they're selling.
It slows your breathing down. So if you take it, it will eventually stop your breathing. Your heart may keep working, but you'll eventually just go to sleep and you won't wake up.
And someone overdosed Monday, and it could be linked to these very drugs. Police are warning you, don't take something if a doctor did not prescribe it to you.
Well, if you have a car that is more than 35 years old, you could have the antique license plates taken away if you make changes to that car. Right now, if you make changes to your car, you can get pulled over and get a ticket, and your antique tag could be confiscated. A few lawmakers are trying to change the law on classic car tags this week in Topeka.
If I have a 1929 Model A and it came with wood wheels, if I put metal wheels on it for safety reasons, I'm technically no longer an antique vehicle.
Some say law officers have stepped up enforcement of classic cars that have those antique tags. There is a hearing and possible vote scheduled for tomorrow. The legislation could allow cars 35 plus years old to have the modifications and then still keep those antique plates.
I can just see a lot of car enthusiasts coming to Topeka now just to keep that that antique car, so even if they just made just one slight modification on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, this is a unique concert experience in Italy, but it all takes place inside of an igloo.
Hope they brought their big coats for that concert. And a zoo is offering Valentine's Day closure if you've just experienced a rough breakup. We're going to explain all of this coming up in your morning media.
Mother Nature really giving us a 1-2 punch across Kansas. First the snow, then bitter wind chills. That forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Imagine going to a concert, except all the instruments are made out of ice.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. The festival took place in Italy and centers on a theater made of snow. Organizers say the icy instruments produce perfect sounds comparable to their wood, brass, or metal counterparts, and they wanted to bring the public into a magical environment where light is reflected and the acoustics are unique. The festival features a wide range of music genres from classical to jazz.
As long as they didn't have to touch the frets, because I can imagine playing just even for a few minutes, they have to touch the ice, that's going to give them some frostbite. But no, you could see that.
Yeah.
It looks like that part of the instrument where the frets are, not ice.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, yeah.
Yeah, what a neat deal,
pretty
though.
cool.
Yeah, great. event there. Well, Valentine's Day, of course, just around the corner. And as our director, Kevin, likes to refer to it, Single Awareness Day is also coming up. So either way, whatever you celebrate, if you're just going through a really tough breakup, there is a zoo in San Antonio that says it can help you.
Kevin's a smart man. He's saving his money. I know what you did there. But get this. If you need some closure, for $5, staff will name a cockroach after your former lover, and then they'll feed it to an animal. If that's not good enough, you can upgrade. For $20 more, you can have a rat named after your ex, and then they're gonna feed it to a reptile. Just keep in mind, you don't have to witness the revenge in person, but the zoo plans on streaming these feedings on Facebook Live. You know, some people need that closure, I guess.
Yeah, and it's really a good way between cockroaches and rats, especially. There are a lot of them. This is a good way for the zoo to keep a handle on the population and to make a little cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty creative way.
Get a little closure and have some fun with it, I guess.
To each their own when it comes to how you get that closure.
Yes.
We want to know what you think about all of this. Get a great look at our morning media articles through a link on our KSN Facebook fan page. We always welcome your comments and suggestions. 6:45. Let's take a look at this morning's shot of the day.
This really should be called Fire in the Sky. Another spectacular sunrise here in Kansas. This was sent our way by Michelle Bryant. So Michelle, thanks for grabbing another great picture and for being kind enough to share it with all of us.
All you have to do, click the Connect 3 Now tab on KSN.com, and we're going to get your pictures right on air. We got a mug to give away up next. Don't go anywhere.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Time to give away some free stuff. And today's winner of a KSN Kansas Today mug right there on your screen, Leanna Lloyd. Let's give her a little round of applause. Leanna, I hope you're watching, and I know that mug will come to good use because even though we're dealing with snow right now, we've got some very, very cold air on the way. All right, now if you want to win a mug just like Leanna just did, all you have to do is head over to the contest page of KSN.com to find out how to enter. It's really, really easy. So even though we're dealing with the snow right now, I'm also tracking some very, very cold air. First, though, winter weather alerts. We've got a winter weather advisory. A couple of our Oklahoma counties, Harper, K County in Oklahoma, and then stretching all the way up through a good chunk of central and eastern Kansas. That winter weather advisory in effect all the way through midnight tonight. So it's not just going to be this morning where we're going to be dealing with this snow. It's going to be into the afternoon as well as some of that snow continuing into our evening while mixing with a little bit of rain and sleet at the same time. But the majority of our area and a lot of our Kansas counties dealing with that snow right now. And it's this area that I want to focus on because this is where we're going to see the majority of that accumulating snow between central and eastern Kansas. The Wichita metro, surrounding communities, all snow right now, stretching all the way up, even into Geary County, so pretty far north, and portions of Saline County dealing with some of that snow as well. Possibly portions of southwestern Kansas, maybe seeing a few random snowflakes, a few flurries, but it's going to be central and eastern Kansas where we'll have the majority of that accumulation. Anywhere between a trace to a couple of inches possible for areas like Medicine Lodge in Barber County, Pratt County, Barton County, up towards Saline County, and then notice Wichita right on the edge of that trace to 2-inch range and that 2 to 4-inch range. So locally, we could see a little bit more than 2 inches, but those moderate accumulations a little bit more likely closer to the southeastern corner of the area, leading all the way up I-35 and into the Kansas City metro. So here's a quick snapshot, not too far off from now. Starting off at 7 a.m. with Stormcast, getting all the way into the lunch hour. Still looks like mainly snow will still be falling. As we go through the afternoon, temperatures will continue to warm up above freezing. Still going to be chilly out there, of course, but now we're starting to see more rain and sleet mixed with that snow. Still providing for a slick evening commute later on today, so we still want to make sure that we're taking it easy just about all day long. Cold front comes through today, helping to push a lot of that moisture off to the east during the evening hours, but that's what's going to unlock the floodgates when it comes to that colder air. Waking up tomorrow morning, a lot drier. Can't rule out a few flurries or snow showers closer to northwestern Kansas, maybe sneaking into a couple of our central Kansas counties early on in the afternoon, but it really does look like things should fizzle out from there. once we get into our Friday, dry all day long, winds stronger, switching out of the south, and that's what's going to help kick off our next warming trend. Big reward by the time we get into the weekend after we get through this slump in the week. Dodge City Skyview camera does look like roads are a little bit damp out there, but not really seeing too much snow, at least right now. Sitting at 30 degrees as well, a couple of degrees below freezing. And Hayes, it looks like your road's completely dry. You're just cloudy, 29 degrees. Still can't rule out maybe a couple of snow showers before the day is over. And if you take a look at a lot of our temperatures, exactly where we're dealing with a lot of that snow, we're seeing our temperatures hovering right around freezing. Colder, northwest Kansas waking up to some teens, but you're also a lot drier, just colder than everybody else. Highs today, upper 30s to 40s. So that's why I mentioned it's still going to be chilly out there, but still getting above freezing. And that's what's going to help change some of that snow over to rain and maybe even some sleet a little bit later on today. Teens to single digits for lows tonight. And once we get into the early morning hours, wind chills after that front comes through, they're going to be very, very bitter out there. Maybe even dealing with some sub-zero wind chills by the time the kids head out to the bus stop. So we really got to make sure that they are bundled up by this time tomorrow morning, because it's going to be very, very cold about 24 hours from now. And actually Thursday, Wichita 7-day forecast, our Thursday is going to be the coldest day of the week, only getting up to 30 degrees. North central Kansas, 29 for a high tomorrow. But then the rebound starts once we get into our Friday. Highs reaching the 40s by Friday. Some sunshine returning between tomorrow and the start of our weekend. Southwest Kansas, there's that reward that I mentioned over the weekend. Partly cloudy skies, able to get some sunshine with those highs warming into the 50s. Southern parts of the state by Monday, able to sneak into the 60s. Now that next warm up, all ahead of our next cool down. Northwest Kansas, 59 Sunday, back down into those cold 30s by Tuesday. Time now, 6:53. We'll be right back.
6:56, and we are running through all the major stories this morning to keep you in the know. We are here for you. We are tracking your morning commute as this winter weather system is moving through south central Kansas.
And KSN's Carly Willis and photojournalist Nick Kiefer behind the wheel. They are out tracking things in Storm Tracker 3. Carly, where are you guys at now?
Good morning, Brett. Gwen, we are southbound on Seneca. We just passed Pawnee, so Pawnee and Seneca area here this morning. Just checking out the conditions. You can see here, once I flip this camera around, starting to see some accumulation there in the yards next to the roadway. We haven't seen a whole lot of activity this morning as far as slide-offs and things like that. We passed one minor injury accident, but we think there are some other factors at play there. So like I said, this morning you might have to be a defensive driver for people that pull out in front of you or make poor decisions with their own driving, because you might have to be the one that ends up compensating for that. There are some plows out and about, and a reminder, those do not hit your neighborhood street, so don't wake up expecting to have clear roads until you get to the main roadway. Make sure and give yourself some extra time so that you can get out and get safely. We haven't had any school cancellations. WSU is for sure in session today, so just like I said, make sure that you're giving yourself the time to get to your destination safely this morning. Live from Storm Tracker 3 in South Wichita, Carly Willis, KSN News 3.
All right, Carly, thanks so much. Butler Community College police now have more jurisdiction. This after reports of sexual assaults at the Grizzly Villas apartment complex. That's about a half-mile from the Butler campus. Police even have their own office there in the main building of the apartments to help keep students safe on and off campus. For details on the expanded coverage, go to the KSN.com digital extra section. And some teachers' unions and gun safety groups are asking schools to reconsider putting students through active shooter drills. Drills. The groups say that the unannounced drills could cause trauma for the students and create unnecessary panic. The Kansas State Department of Education is working to bring more structure to these kind of drills. The organization is releasing a checklist to schools later this year to teach specific survival skills.
A 3-alarm fire at a construction plant. This is on US 54 in Augusta. It started around 7 p.m. Take a look right here. Firefighters had to battle this for several hours. This was considered more dangerous because of hazardous material inside of that building. Crews also didn't have any fire hydrants, so authorities had to send water to the scene, and at this time we don't know if anybody was injured.
Wichita police are investigating after a man was found beaten to death. Officers found the victim in his 60s under the Douglas Street Bridge late Monday afternoon. Investigators say he had blunt force injuries to his body and he was pronounced dead at the scene.
Take it away, Ronell, out the door for that very important forecast.
Yeah, a lot of snow falling as we go through the morning. Winter weather advisory remaining in effect all the way through the evening hours. So even though we could see some rain, some sleet mix in as temperatures get above freezing, that evening commute, that'll be slick as well. So just make sure that you're taking it slow out there today.
All right, looking out for not only your morning commute, but things could be a lot different as you head home this afternoon. Yeah. All right, Ronell, we appreciate you so much. And that's all the time we have for your Wednesday.
Well, the news doesn't stop. We got the Today Show coming up next. They are talking about the results of the New Hampshire primary.
And we hope you have a great Wednesday. We'll see you right back here first thing on Thursday.